Hi, I'm Melody Dunlap, and this is Vocal Techniques 101. Now, before you learn any techniques, you will want to know the 3 sets of organs that help us to sing. So the first set of organs you need to know about are your breathing organs. Your breathing organs are your lungs, which are located behind your rib cage, your diaphragm, which is the curved muscle below your lungs, and your trachea or windpipe, which is located in your throat. These 3 organs work together so that they can help you breathe properly, which helps you to sing properly. So I'm going to demonstrate with my balloon here. So let's pretend that this little straw is your trachea or windpipe in your throat. This balloon is your lung, and my hand operates as the curved muscle called the diaphragm. When you're hitting that high note at the end of the song and you need to belt it out, your diaphragm should be doing all the work, pushing against your lungs like so, and causing that air to exit through the windpipe and out of your mouth. The next set of organs you need to know about are your singing organs. Now, these are the pitch-producing organs in your body that help you to sing properly. So the first one is your larynx, which is your voice box. The voice box houses 2 vocal cords that sit against each other just like this, and they vibrate whenever you want to create a pitch. The third vocal organ or singing organ are your ears. Now, the reason why I love to call the ears a singing organ is because if you can hear it, you can sing it. So ear training is essential, and we're going to learn some exercises that will help you with that. Your third set of organs that help you to sing are your diction organs. Now, of course, if we were just singing oohs and ahs and humming, we wouldn't really need very much diction. But because we as singers usually sing songs with lyrics, we want people to understand what we're communicating as well as the notes that we are singing. So diction is very important. Diction organs are your lips, your teeth, and your tongue. They all work together to enunciate the lyrics that we're trying to sing. So now let's do some breathing exercises. Now, before we get to that, I do want to make sure that I show you how to breathe properly. Proper breathing only involves the 3 breathing organs. So you want to make sure that you're not involving your shoulders, your upper chest cavity, your neck, or anything else, because only those organs need to be working. So the way that it works is you take a deep breath in, of course, through your mouth, and it goes down through your trachea, fills up your lungs with air, causing that diaphragm to expand down. So it looks like this. Now notice when I exhale, my stomach kind of deflates, but when I inhale, my stomach sticks out just a little bit. That's because my lungs are inflating and pushing out against my diaphragm. So again, I'll show you what it looks like. Practice proper breathing in your daily lifestyle. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can always be doing a breathing exercise if you are making sure that you're breathing properly by allowing your lungs to inflate and your diaphragm to push down. Now, here are some ways that you can test proper airflow. There are 2 types of airflow, staccato and legato. These terms are Italian terms that are often used in classical music. Legato just means elongated and flowing. Staccato means short and choppy, essentially. So what you want to do is either with a legato airflow or with a staccato airflow, take a deep breath in and then let it out. Very simple. Take a deep breath in. And push that air out as long as you possibly can. You may want to time yourself so that you can make sure that you record your progress. Another way that you can do the staccato and legato airflow is with a hiss, like this. Only allowing the air to escape through your teeth so that it makes that hissing noise. Now, the way that you would do staccato airflow is very similar, the exact same thing, only you're going to allow those breaths to come out, or those exhales to only come out as short bursts of air, like this. And again, time yourself to record your progress. You'll want to make sure that you are not exhaling and inhaling like this, because it defeats the purpose of the exercise. You want to take in as much air as you possibly can and then only exhale in short bursts of air. If you were to do the hiss with staccato airflow, it sounds like this. And again, time yourself to record your progress. You'll notice that the more you do these exercises, the better your time will be. Now let's move on to some ear training and singing exercises. The first one we're going to do is called Sing It With Your Chest. Now, this exercise is working on blending your head and your chest voice by singing octaves. So an octave is 8 notes apart. Any keyboard you can look at, and if you play a note in 1 octave, you can play the exact same note an octave higher, because it will start over after 8 notes. So we're going to essentially do the same thing. You can do this with a keyboard or with a piano player if you'd like to, but whatever note is played first, you're going to sing that note and then slide up to the octave of that same note. So it sounds like this. Ah, 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 and you can keep going. You can also add layers onto it where you only stay in your chest voice. So I would encourage especially singers whose chest voice is developed at a higher range, in the alto and soprano range, to do that. You can sing both notes in your chest voice and it will be a little bit more powerful and resonate from your chest cavity, like this. So it'll sound a little bit stronger. If you are singing with a keyboard, then you can go up by half steps, and that way you'll be able to stay within the key structure. Now let's add a layer to that exercise we just did. This is called a vocalist. Vocalises are just a fancy way of saying we're singing a few runs or notes that go together so that we can keep going up the scale and just kind of warm up our voices. So there are a million different ones of these. You can even make up your own if you'd like. But we're going to use the exercise we just did and then add a layer onto it. So I would say start with the first note and then go up to the octave, but you're going to add some notes in between there and then come back down. So it sounds just like this. Now you'll notice that my voice got a little bit shaky in between there. That's because I'm switching between my chest voice in my lower range and my head voice in my higher range. And everyone has this center portion of their voice called what I like to call the glass ceiling. That glass ceiling is meant to become like cellophane, like plastic wrap, so it can easily be broken through and broken back down into your chest voice. So as you go higher, don't be afraid of that crack. Allow it to crack, allow that sound to happen, even though you might hate it. But it's going to make your voice stronger, because the more that you can join your chest voice with your head voice, the stronger your voice will be. Now, I love this exercise because it works on three major things that all singers need to know. Number one, breath control. You have to take a deep enough breath and hold your air as long as you possibly can so that you can get through every single note in your range and all the way back down through those notes again before you exhale. So don't run out of air. Don't take a deep breath and make sure that you control that air all the way up the scale and all the way back down. The next thing that it works on is your ear training. You have to be able to hear what notes you're hitting, and you also don't want to skip any notes in between. So you don't want to hit one note and then skip over 5 notes and go up to another one. You want to hit every single one, almost as if it was a piano roll, all the way up the entire piano and all the way back down. The third thing that this exercise really works on is your chest and head voice. Like I said before, that glass ceiling in between your chest and head voice is a complicated area, so you want to push through that. Stay in your chest voice as long as you can doing this exercise. When you get up to the height of your chest voice, then you can break and switch to your head voice and continue going up your scale as high as you can in your head voice. Then when you're on your way back down, same thing. Switch back into your chest voice and slide all the way back down your scale. So I'm going to demonstrate that exercise for you now. Now you'll want to, of course, every time reach for a deeper or lower note and reach for a higher note than you hit the first time. And if you notice that you had that little crack in your voice, don't worry. It's totally normal. That's your glass ceiling, but you do want to push through it. So I'm going to try to get a little better this time. You ready? Let's do it together. Very good. Now, I would recommend that you also take that same exercise and split it up. If you're having a little bit of trouble with going all the way up the scale and all the way back down, this is especially good for you to work up your stamina and help you to start learning how to take in more air. So you would just do what I call a slide. It's just the second half of the exercise. So you take a deep breath, start at the very highest note you can hit, and just slide all the way down the scale to the lowest note that you can hit, the exact same way. You can also do the slide up, where you start from the lowest note that you can hit and slide all the way up and then stop. Okay, so if you are having trouble doing the entire exercise, just break it up until you work up your stamina and you're able to do the entire thing. Now let's move on to talking about diction exercises just a little bit. Okay, diction is very important, again, because we want to make sure that people can understand the lyrics that we are singing. So you want to concentrate on the vowel sounds when you are singing lyrics. Why? Because the consonants cut off your airflow and cut off your sound, while the vowel sounds carry all of it. For example, if I sing the word God, the G and the D don't have very much sound. They are only there so that they can give barriers to the O. So I want to concentrate on singing the O, not the G or the D. It sounds like this. God. So just a very light explosion. You'll start with that G and just explode straight into that O. Put all your sound and all your energy into the O. Now, here is another step up for that exercise. This exercise is called mush mouth. Mush mouth means that you are literally only singing the vowel sounds. So if I sing the song, How Great Is Our God, it sounds like this. So you're only singing the vowel sounds, and this helps you to learn how to not only sing through those consonants, but also to give you a little bit more stamina and work your brain muscles a little bit too, because it takes some concentration to do that. I hope that you've enjoyed this instructional video, Vocal Techniques 101. Now you should practice these exercises every single day, as many days as you possibly can. You'll notice that the more that you work those breathing muscles and those singing and ear training muscles, that they're going to get even better. And you also want to make sure that you're listening to music constantly. When you listen to music and sing along, it helps strengthen your ear. Now, the proper method of singing is called the socket method. Support, meaning support with your diaphragm, breathing in properly. Open, dropping your jaw, opening up your throat. I like to think that a golf ball is going down my throat, down that windpipe. Nice and open. And then control. That's controlling the sound that's coming out. So you can do that in a variety of ways. You can apply any style that you want. But I would suggest that you start with the bare minimum and the basics. Just singing notes straight toned, giving them proper air, proper support, openness, and controlling them as they come out. Then once you've gotten that layer, then you can add anything that you want. Can't wait to hear what you come up with.